Welcome to a new episode of Hacks and Hobbies with your host, Junaid Ahmed.
In this episode, I want to talk about video production and how my next set of videos is going to be all about the different apps that you can use to do pre-production, the actual videoing part, and then post-production and editing and putting it all together. And there's many apps, right? I haven't talked about which apps these are, so since I have been thinking about making these videos and talking about these applications, might as well set the data information about these apps right here on this podcast, since it is much easier to access this data when it is in written form or audio form. What's awesome is there's a specific app that I use, Otter, that lets me transcribe all of my audio into text. And then I can use this text to post articles on the blog and other places. So that's number one app, right? Audio to text, Otter. There's other apps such as Headliner.app that will also do audio to text for your podcast. You can even use it to transcribe your podcast so you have text. You can even use it with videos. You can upload a video, it'll grab the audio track from the video and create captions out of it. So it's great for captioning as well. So the only drawback is that, sure, this app is super handy, but it is for desktop only. Now, I could try it on the iPad and see if it does work and let me upload video or not, but I have not given that a shot. I'm guessing that it will tell me, sorry, go find another app or go to a browser that will take care of you. So Headliner app and the Otter app. Now the Otter app will let you do the text part through your mobile phone, your iPad, or the desktop. On the desktop, you can upload the audio files. On the iPad app and the iPhone app, you can actually use it to record audio. It uses a different type of technology to transcribe text, speech to text, unlike the Clips app, which lets you create audio from text, or sorry, text from audio using Siri. So that's app number three. Clips app is developed by Apple and it will transcribe and create captions for your video as you go through and record your audio. Now, it's excellent for when you're using the app, the Clips app, to record your video. The output format is mostly and always square video. And square video has its advantages. You can drop it on any platform and it works, except of course Snapchat. But Snapchat is a totally different story. But you can create the content on the Clips app and put it out on LinkedIn, Facebook feed, and Instagram feed. And since it has caption, people don't need to turn on the audio and they can still consume your content. So that's number three, Clips app. Now, all of these apps that I've talked about have one specific functionality that you absolutely want on your videos, and that's closed captions. And captions for your video helps people, helps engage people into your content without having to turn on the audio. And most of the times, where the audio is playing, where the video is playing. Might be on an app where um, they're simply scrolling through their feed and they see the text on the caption on your video. So it makes it easy for them. So that's number three. So number one was Otter. It enables you to transcribe text from your audio, and it works great for podcasts and meeting. You can take notes essentially. You can even differentiate different voices that are being recorded and say, oh, this is this person, this is that person. All right, the next app I want to mention is Headliner, and Headliner just uses your desktop for transcribing audio and captioning. Number three, Clips. Now, Clips app is extremely powerful. You can import video that you've previously recorded for your Snapchat or your Instagram stories, any of those videos that you download. And that's the cool thing about it, right? So most videos on either platforms that you're recording are either horizontal or vertical. And since Clips just makes it super easy to import that video into a score format. So if you recorded a vertical video, you can bring in the square part of it and knock out the top and bottom. Now, it all comes down to how you recorded the video. Is your face towards the top of the video or towards the bottom? But that's totally fine because you can align, I believe. I'll have to test this for you guys. Um, Taking the vertical video and bring it into the Clips app and see if you're able to crop most of the bottom, crop most of the top, crop equally top and bottom. Right, so I gotta let you know. Same thing with a horizontal video. You can do exactly the same thing by sliding the video over to the right and left. And this is a similar concept, right? When you are bringing photos to Instagram, and most photos are either landscape or portrait, you can move before you post it, you can move your photo up, down, left, right to get the right as to basically you're essentially composing you're recomposing your photo because the first compose is when you're taking your photo or your video. The second recompose is when you're bringing it into these apps that support Square photos and videos. All right, so we talked about three apps so far. Now, the next types of applications that I want to talk about are um, effectively camera capture apps. And the number one app right now is Filmic Pro. Filmic Pro is a super awesome application that lets you create content like no other. You have the ability to choose your aspect ratio. You have the ability to choose your format. Do you want black bars on top and bottom? Are you shooting cinema? You also have the ability to change the resolution. Are you shooting in 4K? Change the frames per second. Are you going to be shooting 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second? Right? All of those specs that you might not have access to in other apps immediately. For example, the default camera app on the iPhone, you have to preset your settings in the settings app, and then every time you go in and shoot your video, it's always in that specific format. You just quickly switch between regular video to slow-mo video to time-lapse video. So Filmic Pro gives you all those powers. Another cool thing that Filmic Pro lets you do is connect to external microphones or even have the ability to choose the three different microphones that are on your iPhone. So lots of freedom, lots of choices, and you also have the ability to choose the compression format. Do you want Apple's standard video compression, or do you want Filmic Pro's extreme compression format where it's almost close to RAW? Now, I have not tested each one of these individually, but I always go with extreme because I know I have the storage and I know I want the best footage possible. And then later on, I can mess around with the footage. What it also lets you do is to choose LUTs. Now, LUTs are light tables or coloring um, presets that you can download and install on your pro editing applications such as Final Cut Pro. So Filmic Pro, amazing, amazing app. Sure, Filmic Pro probably cost um, either $15 or $5. I cannot tell you the price because I purchased it a while back, and every time I go to the App Store, it doesn't tell me how much it costs. So I'll have to double check that one for you. So what's next? We've got Clips to record your audio. We've got Clips app to record your video. We've got Filmic Pro to record your video. There are some other cool apps that will let you do text overlay and almost act as a teleprompter. And what is a teleprompter? Teleprompters are things that newscasters and news reporters on a television screen use all the time. That is why they are so flawless or efficient in they're so efficient they're so efficient in delivering the news because they're literally reading off of a piece of paper or off of the teleprompter. And yeah, now editing apps. What do you do when you've already shot your video? Now, if you're using Clips app is also has a built-in editor. As you bring in your title, you bring in your video, or you record your video directly in here, you can put on filters, you can put on cute little text and all sorts of things on your video as well. And then when you're done, you can export it. Of course, it also has a large library of music, so that makes it super easy um, to add music to your video. What's the next app for editing? So the app that I started using, um, and I talked about the history of iPhone video was iMovie. Right, iMovie is really great. You can lay out your entire video and you can then share it or drop it in on your iCloud and you can bring it into Final Cut Pro or iMovie for the Mac if you want additional editing. But if you don't have the time, you can just edit your video on iMovie. There are some limitations, of course. You can only have one set of captions at a time on top of a video. You can definitely have multiple audio tracks. The audio track of the video that you shot, the soundtrack that you're attaching, and you can even add a voiceover on top of that. So if you got multiple audio tracks, you can do multiple video tracks as well. So you've got the main timeline, main video, and then you can bring in picture style, or you can bring in a video to totally take over as you're talking about something. Think of it as bringing in B-roll into your video. So iMovie lets you do all of that. And when you're done with your production, you can export it in any of the formats: 720p, 1080, and 4K if you shot in 4K. If your source was in 4K, it'll let you export 4K video. So iMovie is great. The next app that is also super powerful is called Video Leap. Video Leap has um, amazing features. It is a free app, but if you want to have the pro functionality, you can either um, get a monthly subscription at a certain price point, or you could pay $70, I believe, for lifetime access to Pro. Now, Video Leap comes from a brand new developer. Well, I don't know how brand new they are, but they've been around for quite some time and they've got some amazing companion apps as well as other photo and video editing apps that let you do just that. That let you do just that. That let you do just that. So, Video Leap, another amazing. So the cool part about a Video Leap, so why would you need Pro? Pro enables you to have multiple text layers. So one of the limitations that we have on iMovie is that you can only have one text layer of text. Well, yeah, one text layer, and this text layer will uh, essentially you're doing lower thirds text overlay and not essentially captioning. The next one is, so in Video Leap, you can have multiple layers of text. I believe you can do 2 layers of text for free, but if you want to add a third layer of text, then you gotta pay. So it's super powerful. It also has built-in chroma key, so well, iMovie also has chroma key capabilities as well, but Video Leap makes it look super easy. So you can have chroma key type videos on there where you have a green screen or a blue screen or a black screen in the back of you, and you can eliminate that using their built-in tools and then, layer over a background, moving background, or whatever you would like to lay out your video all about. So that is Video Leap. I'm certain there's more detailed reviews of Video Leap, but these these snippets are for short video segments where I talk about the application, what it can do, and if you want to try it or not. There's several more video editing applications. The number two application or number three video editing application that I want to touch on is Luma Fusion. And I recently heard about this application through Patrick Morrison. Or sorry. I recently heard about Luma Fusion through Jonathan Morrison on from his YouTube channel. Now that's somebody I follow, and he's got a lot of good information on basically everything. He does all of the stuff that I absolutely wish I was doing myself. He gets to review tech. He talks about all the new stuff that's out, and he's just got a huge following. So recently he was showing off the brand new iPad Pro, and he said, I'm going to edit this entire video on the iPad Pro. Now, if you have not seen what the iPad Pro is capable of what the specs are, don't take my word for it. Go check it out at apple.com. So the iPad Pro, they've changed something completely. They have added a, or they replaced the Lightning port with the USB-C cable or USB-C port. What that does, is that you can connect you can connect these amazing devices that are USB-C devices directly to the iPad. For example, the Sony AS7, the Sony cameras, the new Canon EOS R, you can connect that directly to the iPad and transfer the videos over to the iPad at blazing fast speeds. Blazing fast speeds. At blazing fast speeds. So the iPad Pro, so he was talking about editing an entire video on the iPad. And I'm like, I wonder what app he's going to use. Is he going to use Video Leap? No. He used LumaFusion. Now, LumaFusion costs $20, and I don't know if it has additional in-app purchases, but this app compares to what Final Cut Pro can do on your desktop. It's close. Final Cut Pro is still faster. I don't know. Um, it's faster to, edit and do all the other pro things that you can do on Final Cut Pro. But this $20 app is friggin' amazing. You can do color correction, you can do audio filters and audio compression and all sorts of things on this app. So watch the video, and he's going through editing in this entire video. And of course, he's using, so we are so used to using our mice when we're editing on the desktop or even the touchpad where you have the control over your cursor. So this app lets you use the Apple Pencil. Now, Apple Pencil, you can imagine it as being the mouse. So what does LumaFusion do? LumaFusion is a very extremely powerful video editing application. It is definitely designed for the pros, and with the power of the iPads and their graphic processors, you can scroll through 4K video with no hesitation. Whereas on MacBook Pros and desktop computers, anytime you're scrubbing through 4K footage, you've got a fan going on. Of course, if you don't have any fans in a device, you're not going to hear anything. So, not sure why he mentioned that. So, LumaFusion, excellent video editing app. I have not played with it myself. I have not used the application yet since I edit everything on my desktop. But having the mobility and just using the iPad to do everything, why not? It changes everything that's possible now, right? Um, Apple claims that the new iPad Pro 2018 has graphics processor that's 1,000 times faster than the previous generation. And he also says, they also say, they also say that the iPad Pro is faster than 92% of the PCs sold last year. 92% of the PCs sold last year. That's freaking amazing. Okay, I'm just going off tangent. So the next app that I talked about was LumaFusion. Very powerful. Lots of controls. You can have multiple layers of text and captioning and all sorts of things that you would want to do on here. Next up is, I'm trying to think what app that I was gonna talk about. Now another brand new entrant to the video editing space for the iOS and Android devices is Adobe Premiere Rush CC. Yes, it is part of the Creative Cloud. You can get this app for your devices. Any video that you import and record through it will then get uploaded to the cloud. You can then bring up your project on your desktop and continue editing till your heart's content and get it out there. So Adobe Premiere Rush is another app that will let you make, edit, and share movies and videos. Some of the other ones that I have used, uh, one one specific one that comes with um, a GoPro is their quick stories. It will let you import video from your GoPro as well as video from your camera roll, and then you can put it together and edit and post it out. It's meant to create super quick videos to share it with the world. So let's say you've shot tons and tons of photos. It's for mostly for amateurs, and it's that's what it is, right? That's all it lets you do. They also have another app called Splice, and I haven't played much with it. But another great app that I've heard a lot about is called InShot Video Editor. InShot Video Editor is being used by many of our friends here on LinkedIn, many of our friends on Facebook, and other places. And let's see what's happening here. So InShot Video Editor lets you do a lot of cool things. I have never used this app before, but it looks like it's got some really good reviews and some really good posts about it. I cannot talk more about it till I actually use it myself. So let's move on. Since still on the topic of video editor, I want to make sure that you have many options for you to edit your video. Of course, you can also edit your video on your desktop. Let's say there's not enough uh, tools for your Android device to edit your video on. You can absolutely shoot your video from your devices, bring it into your desktop, and bring it onto your desktop and edit it to share with the world. Now, some notable mentions that I didn't mention about are apps such as the YouTube app. YouTube app now has the capability of editing your videos as well. You can either record video directly using the YouTube app, or you can import videos through the YouTube app. Vimeo also lets you edit videos from their app, but you want to pick one video editing app, get really good at it so you can um, create more engagement and more engaging videos as you're um, putting your content together. So there you have it. Those are some of the few apps that I have used myself, and I've I've heard other people use it. So now when it comes time to share the videos, what do you use? Well, all of the videos, all of the apps that you use to create video will export a final version of the video to your camera roll. From where you can go natively into each of the platforms that you want to share your video at. And for example, LinkedIn, you can upload video to LinkedIn through your camera roll, through to Facebook, to Snapchat. Yep, Snapchat as well. Especially if you're using a video editor that will record and edit vertical videos. You can put together lots of vertical videos, add your captions, add your text and whatnot, and share it on the different platforms that support vertical video. And this is a huge plus, especially for Instagram stories and Instagram TV. Instagram TV only supports vertical video. Although you could put square and you could put vertical, square, and horizontal videos directly onto the Instagram posts. So there you have it. Those are some of the cool things you can do with your smartphone. So let me know if there's an app that I missed that you use and absolutely love, and I will be sure to do a little review on it and check it out myself and share it with the public. Thank you so much again for your time and your support. Till we talk the next time.